Hi, this is Dr. Fox, licensed psychologist in the state of Texas. And in this video, I want to talk about that tendency for externalized validation for individuals that are along the BPD spectrum. And we're going to kind of break it down, talk about it, a little bit about where it comes from, what it's like, and then I'm going to give you a suggestion on what you can do about it. So please like, share, and subscribe. And here we go. All right. So it's very common for individuals along the BPD spectrum to externalize validation. And what that means is, in order for you to know that you're okay and that everything is all right and that you're succeeding or that you are even successful, other people in your life, you expect or want them to recognize what you want them to recognize and to what degree. And this is often really difficult because what happens is that individuals with BPD tend to split. So they expect a lot of validation and encouragement and feedback in a particular way. And those others in their life don't always know to what degree they need that or what they expect. So it's often falling short. And when it falls short, what happens is that inner critic or that family in the head can take over. And it can start this shame spiral. And it can start all of these senses and flows of self-doubt, of intense self-criticism. And a common one is that, see, such and such didn't notice, so I must then be or have such and such, such and such. And it becomes very difficult, and it becomes a negative feedback loop as well. So you feel like others in your life aren't giving you the encouragement that you want. So you then stay internal, but internally there's a lot of criticism, negative feedback, and really a lot of derogatory statements that may have solidified over time. So where does all this need for external validation come from? Well, if you remember, right, or if you've seen little kids, you notice that little kids really like external validation. Sometimes it's the pictures they draw or the Lego creations that they make, or it's something they did or a grade that they got or something like that. And they want that sense of validation. And during those early developmental periods, it's really normal for kids to do that. If the individual with BPD grew up in an environment where there wasn't a lot of encouragement, or if there was neglect, and that could be emotional, psychological neglect, things like that, that they didn't get that. So they ended up sort of having that deficit. And on a, let's say, a non-BPD parenting style development, how's that for a long one, but that you see that the individual, right, that child, although they look externally, it starts to become internal. That they're not asking, their family, their mom, dad, brother, sister, cousin, whoever, teacher, whoever it is, oh, do you like my painting? Do you like my blocks? Do you like this? Do you like that? Because they start to build that sense of internal validation. And therapy can mimic this process. And I see it a lot with my clients as well, as they start out with a great need for external validation. Sometimes for me, if I've taken on the role of the parent or the brother, sister, cousin, teacher, encourager, whoever that is. And when I say take on the role, it doesn't mean that I have decided to take on that role, but that's a role that's often given to me by the client, right? That's filling in for them a need that they have to help them continue to develop. And maybe you've had that with your mental health provider, with people who you could trust. You kind of feel like a paternal connection. Or maybe with these videos, you're kind of like, yeah, Dr. Fox, he kind of hits that paternal aspect of the videos or me or whatever it may be. And that's really normal. And it's not a bad thing. In many ways, it's a good thing, because what we want to do is you want to have that source that can give you that external validation. But we got to be careful, because we know that split distorts the perception, and it adds this sense of expectation that cannot be fulfilled, because sometimes the other object or that other individual, right? An object would be that paternal object, the maternal object, the teacher, parent, brother, sister, cousin, whoever, doesn't know what you need. And that need changes over time. And my clients and I, we talk a lot about that too, because, the therapeutic relationship is so fluid that it's not like, okay, well, the first session we have, that's the 700th session we have, and our relationship is exactly the same. It's absolutely not, and it doesn't work that way at all, because it's constantly changing and it's very fluid. So we have to continue to go and readdress the relationship. And in doing that, we talk about that source of validation. And as their mental health provider, I'm always trying to keep a tab on that externalized need for validation. Because the more external it is, the more the outside world has control over your life and your sense of success. The more internal it is, and particularly when it is positive and it is encouraging, you will reach amazing heights. I hope that this video has been helpful for you, and please like, share, and subscribe, and please come on back. I hope to see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.